What's up? Welcome into Dollars to Deuces, episode 31. Week one is finally here. This is a Toilets and Tiles production. I'm joined, as usual, by my guy Rich. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys? Nice to see you guys together and stuff like that. Two Green Bay Packer fans and stuff like that, with the lonely Raider fan over here.
We kind of
But
like
hey, it's football. It's football week, man. So let's get
It
ready.
doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Yeah, I almost put it on, but I forgot because I had this shirt on anyways. I was like, yeah, whatever. And of course, I'm sitting with Abe tonight. We're having a few cocktails, just getting fired up for Sunday. Actually, tomorrow. I haven't slept for 2 days. It's just been tough to go to bed. I'm laying there in bed, and like hands are shaking, just ready to go. And yeah, you ready to go, Abe?
We've made it.
Yeah,
we are here finally.
Yeah.
It just seems like such a letdown. Like after the Super Bowl, like you wake up that Monday morning, and you're like, shoot, now what do I have to look forward to for the next 6, 7 months or whatever it is? And we're here. We finally made it. It just seems like it just takes forever to get here, but we are here. We're less than 22, 21 hours from kickoff, so it's a pretty exciting time.
Yeah. And shout out to the USFL for getting me through the spring. I do appreciate that. That's some good football. Better than expected.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it's fun, and I'm excited for more of that. But yeah, it doesn't matter because it's time.
It's time.
So, as always, check us out on Twitter. You can find the show at Toilets Titles. You can find myself at Nate_Dirt19, Rich at the Frito Bandito, or not at Frito Bandito_FF, and Abe at MVINFF. Also, if you're not watching us on YouTube, please do that. Hit the like and subscribe button when you're there. Hit the little bell so you know when we're going live. We're going live Wednesday nights. There's 2 shows on Tuesday, I believe. Thursdays, there's a DFS show. Friday night, talk everything college. Then Sunday morning, the Blitz, you're going to get a phone line, I believe, set up for a call-in show. Get your questions in for that, too. So tons of stuff throughout the rest of the season. And the Down Under Dynasty guys, I can't remember what day they switched to. I'm sorry.
It's actually this morning.
Is that when they do it? Wednesday morning?
Tuesday morning. Yep.
Or Wednesday morning. Yeah, that's right. So
Wednesday morning, correct, yeah.
Anyways, so like I said, that's YouTube. Also, find us on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, wherever you find your podcast, you can find us there. And also check us out on Twitch. Like I said, I get a ton of notifications every day from Twitch, YouTube, just everywhere. So also we're on Facebook. There's a Toilet Styles page, and then Winning Family Breaks, which is buying, selling different sports memorabilia. Also, patreon.com/Toilet Titles. 5 tiers right now. A couple of those it's getting a little late because we kind of do a half-hour episode on your draft. I think that's tier 5 maybe. But the low tiers get you early access to waiver wire episodes. I think I signed up for 3 of those the other night. So I will be with Joe after week 2, and then there's a couple more I'm doing with him. I'll probably jump in a few more of those, but they're a lot of fun. Like I said, those are exclusive to the Patreon members. And I mean, is there 15 of us on the Toilet Styles team, Rich?
17 now.
17. I'm not good at counting. And I mean, each guy gives 3 people. So, I mean, there is a ton of info on that waiver wire episode. And it's, we record it after the 4th quarter of the Monday night game. So it's, before anybody's even thinking about it. So, and also toiletstyles.com. All of our stuff's on there. I don't remember what Alex said there tonight, how many articles and videos and stuff there was. It is a ton. It is packed full. I was getting a bunch of texts last weekend, people asking rankings, this and that, and I just was sending them to the website. I said, here, check it out. I'm not going to text you my top 5 guys at every position. I didn't even do any rankings for this year because I'm a little busy with the kid. But anyways, let's get into it. It's time. I know Abe did his last big draft this weekend. Rich, you did one tonight.
Yeah, my last one. I think we're got 3 more rounds we got to do. So,
did you get AJ Dillon?
No, I did get Aaron Jones though.
Okay, all right.
That's that one I was telling you about where it's only you only draft 9 rounds starting lineup. QB, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, tight end, and 3 flexes.
That'd be kind of cool though.
Makes it a lot more interesting.
I saw Abe's team from this weekend. I think it's pretty good.
It's okay. It's okay. It's the league. My big league that I've been doing for 20 plus years is a heck of a lot more competitive now than it's ever been. So I took a little bit of a chance in the first round and went after Justin Jefferson, and I got left with not much to choose from the running back style. So it was a little bit difficult. There was running backs that were going 4 or 5 rounds earlier than their ADP. So it was packed full with running backs early and often. And my first 2 out of 3 rounds were wide receivers. So I got left kind of chasing after some guys that I normally would get later on or not get at all. But we got enough to make a team.
Oh, yeah. You know why, though, that happened? Because you stole a player from me in our Bar Pigs draft. When I was texting you about somebody, a quarterback,
Yes.
and then you took him.
Well, you took Javonte right in front of me also. So
Well, no, that doesn't count.
Yeah, but were you guys discussing it?
Well, we were texting because nobody was taking quarterbacks. And I'm like, well, I'm going to keep waiting. Like, I'll take Derek Carr later. Next pick, takes him.
yep.
Well done.
I'm gonna had to.
So I got Baker and Kyler, and I had to get another quarterback. So I don't pay attention to bye weeks. Yeah, same bye week.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it's whatever. I got Carl Wentz as my third guy. It'll be fine.
Do you remember? I was actually mentioning this weekend when for the first X amount of years I played fantasy football. That was one of the biggest things you focused on was bye weeks.
Yep.
And now the sport and the game has come so much further that I don't even look at it anymore.
I could care less.
I mean, that used to be one of my
No.
that used to be like when I drafted. I'm like, oh, what bye week? Nothing else. Just what bye week? And now I'm like, I don't even know. I don't even care. So it's not.
Yeah, it's one of those things when you're drafting now, you don't even pay attention, and after the draft, you look at your team. I'm like, all right, week 9, whoever's playing me, you got that win.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the last 3 years, in every at least one super flex league every year, I draft my 2 quarterbacks, and they get done. I'm like, shit. Like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But well, we're gonna do a few new things this year. We're gonna do a survivor pool, kind of, I guess. Obviously, they're huge. I've actually never done one besides just kind of like I think me and you made some picks last year, Rich, here and there. We're going to keep a little better track on our end, be more accountable. So obviously, you can only pick each team once. If they tie, it's a loss. It's pretty much it's straight up. No spread or anything. Rich, I'll let you lead off your first pick for a survivor pool.
Yeah, because it's the most sure thing that you could ever pick on,
Hey,
and I'll probably follow.
I don't know. We'll talk about it. You'll hear what we think.
I'll probably follow this team throughout the whole damn year. But before I even make that pick, I just want to say, hey, this is season 2 of Dollars to Deuces, man, and we only got better because your counterpart's sitting next to you and stuff like that. We're going full swing this year. So, Abe, I appreciate you, man, being on this year and finishing strong last year with us, everything. So this is going to be an exciting season and everything. I'm freaking excited, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Last year I got on towards the end of the year, and I think in the playoff time. So it's good to be a part of it. I'm excited. I'm super excited I never was a big fan of Wednesdays before, but now I wake up and I'm like, hey, Wednesday morning is here. Guess what I got tonight? I got the podcast tonight. So it's definitely it's giving me some quite a bit of excitement.
Dude, now you're lying because I know it's just like you're actually what you're thinking, just like me and Nate is like, damn, it's Wednesday. I got to work all day long and then I got to go get ready for the episode tonight.
No, I get excited about it. So I get really excited for it.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into my pick, the for sure thing and stuff like that. I'll see what my counterparts say. But I am taking the Broncos over the Hopeless Seattle now. Seahawks. Plus 6.5 for Seattle and stuff like that. Minus 6.5 Broncos. What?
It's straight up for Survivor. Doesn't matter.
Oh, I know, but I just wanted to kind of read that and everything. But to me, that is just. We were talking about this last week, me and Abe, when we were discussing last week, and after the discussion, I was like, I got to pick them this week, man.
I thought about it all day, to be honest, that was going to be my pick, but it's like, I don't know how the spread's only 6.5. I give Geno Smith throws a hell of a deep ball. He really does, but they made their line better. Jamal Adams, worst safety in football. He's a linebacker. And my other thought was because, like, if I use the Broncos now, they obviously, they played the NFC West, not easy schedule. I'm not sure who their AFC teams they play this year are. Actually, obviously the AFC
Rams.
They play the AFC West, so they don't play any easy games.
Yeah,
That's why you had to pick this one. Yeah,
Rich, we talked about this last week, and actually you brought it up. You're like, I like the Broncos, and I'm like, why didn't – I said this after you brought it up last week. I'm like, that is definitely a great call just because of their weekly schedule, they're going to be battling like crazy in their division, and they play, like Nate said, they're going to be playing the NFC West also. So I absolutely love this pick. You were the one that brought it up last week, so I could not steal it from you this week. And it's been crossing my mind quite a bit, like who I'm going to take instead. So yeah, I think that's an awesome pick. I think that's even though they're on the road, and we talked about this a little bit last week, Rich, as well. That it's we like to pick survivor picks at home, but I think that Russ knows this place pretty well. He's a little bit familiar with this stadium, so I think that's a great play.
Let's ride. I'm over that, by the way. That's kind of hokey to me. Is that just me saying that?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Anyways, hey, what do you got?
So because Rich took the greatest pick in my opinion, and then last week I brought up that I think that my pick was going to be the Saints at Atlanta. That was my play. The more and more I thought about it, I'm like, I just have to take a team at home. And so Pittsburgh didn't know who their quarterback was until yesterday. So
they knew,
but they didn't make it official and announce it. So I'm riding with the Bengals. It sounds like Joey B is good to go. He's healthy. Once again, it's hard to put a Super Bowl runner-up team as your week one play, but you have to survive in advance.
Yep.
You have to win, or otherwise you don't play next week. So I like the Bengals at home against a Steelers team that, in my opinion, has definitely fallen off the cliff.
Yeah, and you can, and as good as this one is and stuff like that, normally you wouldn't be betting these picks as survivor pools because this division plays each other so tight against each other. So this one does make it a little bit more easier just because of where the Steelers are. But the more after we talked about it last week, man, this one is a tricky one for me and everything, because as much as I like to think the Bengals are going to win, I'm sitting there thinking, damn, what if the Steelers just do what they do and end up shutting them down and being a low-scoring game like they normally are?
Nah, Mitch is going to throw for like 480.
I mean, we're talking a long shots later on.
The first 5 weeks.
I don't know if
first
we're
5
a little
weeks
early ahead of ourselves, but that was something I definitely thought of. I mean, you don't really usually bet against the Steelers in week one in a survivor pool.
No.
But it's one of those things where I just think that Mitch is looking over his shoulder quite a bit because of how good of a preseason Kenny Pickett had. So ultimately, I just thought, you know what, hey, I got to go with the Bengals here because they're playing at home. I know they're coming off of a Super Bowl loss, but I think they're going to be pretty fired up. I think they have some stuff to prove. I'm not nearly as confident on this as I would be if I picked the Broncos, but that's my number one pick. But that was all you, Rich, and so I could not steal it from you.
It's good because for a while there you were always stealing my thunder.
Well, we'll try not to do that. Maybe I'll have to go a little bit. Maybe I'll have to go before you so that I don't do that
next week. I'm going with 49ers. I think I'm just so biased because Abe and I talk. I'm not even going to bring it up. The Bears stink. I don't care. They went 3-0 in the preseason. Good job, guys. Cool. That means a lot. I just think they suck. So 49ers, regardless whether I think Trey Lance is the guy or not, their defense is really good. He's surrounded by a ton of weapons. Kyle Shanahan is a mastermind. So, yeah, give me the Niners. I feel pretty good with that.
I think there's someone that's going to beg to differ there, but I'll leave that one alone.
Oh, I know his pick. He's only doing it because he was surrounded by a bunch of Bears fans all weekend. They talked him into it.
No, I think the Niners win that game. I just don't know if they cover. So,
see, we're good. All you got to do is win.
Yeah, yep. That's all you got to do is win in the Survivor.
So, moving on to the good stuff. It's all good. Week one. These are all coming from DraftKings. I think only one of them changed today, as far as the lines went from yesterday when we were making all these. We'll start out with. I mean, it's got to be one of the game of the week. I mean, this is huge in my opinion. I think 2 Super Bowl favorites. Bills are traveling. Yeah, right. Yeah, Bills are traveling to LA to play the Rams. Are they hanging their banner and shit tomorrow night? Probably.
Yep.
Oh yeah, do all the fancy stuff. I don't care. Give me the Bills. I'll take the Bills -2, and we got it. I'll take the over. I think it's going to be high flying, big time scoring. Hey.
Yeah, I'm on the Rams train here. Just because they're playing at home. Typically, I'm not a big fan of when this happens. A lot of people say like, oh, they're playing at home, they're hanging their banner, like they're definitely going to win this game. I typically like to play opposite of that, just because I think it sucks so much out of you with that hype and all that stuff that you tend to, once the game actually starts, you tend to have a little bit of a low. So I'm not a big fan of that, but ultimately, I think the Bills are traveling across country. I'm a huge Bills believer. I think they're the Super Bowl favorite. They're the best team in the NFL this year. But I just have to go with the Rams getting points at home. That's the only way I'm taking this. If the Rams were a favorite, I don't know. I think I'd probably take the Bills. But we are playing the spread here, so I know it's only 2 points. But I think that the Rams make this a heck of a game. I don't know if it's a 1-point game or anything like that. But I can't bet against the Rams at home getting points. That's just something that's tough for me to do. So I get the Rams +2.
Yeah, I'm not going to go in depth in it. Bills. I'm taking the Bills too, and I'm taking the over on this. Everybody's talking about the Bills and stuff. This is their year and stuff like that, and I have to believe if it's their year, they got to win this game, and that's what I'm going with.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I was thinking this 2-3 days ago, and I was going to say it in our group chat, but I forgot. Justin Herbert's going to finish ahead of Josh Allen this year, by the way.
I agree.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that either.
So, I love Josh Allen. Moving on. Jets at the Ravens. Ravens are getting 7 points. Giving 7 points. I like the Ravens. I don't really need to talk about this, even without J.K. Dobbins. I don't know if he's playing or not. Joe Flacco's old as shit. Mekhi Becton is never going to play football again, I don't think. And, I'm taking the under. I know you guys both got the over. I think it's the under. I don't think anybody scores. So, I don't care. Rich, what do you think?
Yep, I'm same with you. I'm taking the Ravens. Like I said, not too much to say about this at -7, and I'm actually taking the over. This is one of the only games that one of the few games that I'm taking the over on. Majority of the games this year, for this first week, I'm taking the under. But yeah, I'm going Ravens -7 over the Jets.
Yeah, I'm with you guys also. I like the Ravens in this game. I don't know. I mean, I assume that that we have a 65-year-old quarterback starting for the Jets. I don't know. I mean, does Lamar get paid by Friday? I don't know. I mean, will that make a difference? I don't think so. I just think the Ravens are too good for the Jets right now. I've said this all preseason, offseason. I do think the Jets have improved quite a bit, but I just don't think that they're enough to hang with the Ravens week 1.
No. Should have started Magic Mike White Lightning. I know, revenge game, Joe Flacco. Watch out, right? Moving on to my favorite game. 49ers traveling across the country to play the lowly Bears. Bears are getting 7 points, the home puppy. I guess Rams are home puppies too, but whatever. Rich, what do you got?
I am taking the 49ers. Bears, I just don't see it happening. I do see them making this a game and everything, and that's the reason why I'm going over. Second year with Fields and stuff like that. I think Fields and freaking Cole Kmet are going to be the bright spots of this game for them to make it close and everything. But it's like I said, I'm taking the 49ers at -7. I still think they blow it out and stuff like that because of being at home with the Bears is the reason why I think they're going to make it closer than what it thinks. And I think they score some points. I think they surprise some people this game, but that's the reason why I'm taking the over.
So I'm the lone Bears pick here. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been surrounded by Bears fans in Illinois. Where
say what you want to say about it. Say what you want to say about it. I mean, you want me to say it?
We won't go there, but I don't know. I seen the Bears in the preseason. I'm not a believer still. I don't know, but 7 points at home, I guess, is another reason why I look at it. Week 1 when you're playing at home and you're getting points, I think that's tough. I don't. This is not a play that I would sit here and say like, hey, this is my number 1 play, the Bears +7 at home. That's not where I'm getting at. But I just kind of went with the home team getting a touchdown. They're a touchdown dog, so I chose the Bears here. And the under, I kind of teetered at 41. I agree with you, Rich. I think that game gets really close to it, if not over, because all I hear about in Illinois is how great Justin Fields is and Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet, and they got this, this lineman, and now their line's solid and it's healthy and it's. So I guess I've had to buy into the hype a little bit, but I still picked under for now just because I'm not completely sold on their line. Not completely sold on everything else that I just said, but I do think that the Bears +7 is feasible. Like I said, I wouldn't take this one to the bank.
I'm taking the 49ers to the bank, like a -7. I hate the Bears and their fans. Sorry if there's any of them listening. I know Chris V is a big Bears fan. I like him. But, yeah, I just, like I said, I said earlier, they're just, I don't think Trey Lance is necessarily the guy. I think he's a year away from being a year away. But the rest of the team's really good. Bears, not good. So,
hey, real quick, before we move on and stuff like that, since we're talking about the Bears, is that a Bears behind you? What is that?
No.
No, that's the Cubs.
He's a big Cubs fan.
Oh, okay, okay. It looks like orange and blue and stuff, and I see the C from here. So
no, that's
red
all
and blue.
That's all Cubs stuff. So
yeah, each wall is a different color. There's a Cubs wall. There's I can't see my colors today. Michigan wall, a Green Bay wall, and a USA wall.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
we'll spin the camera around later when we're done. Moving on to the Matt Ryan led Colts. Traveling down to Houston. The Texans are getting 7 points. I like the Colts. I like the over. I think Jonathan Taylor's going to have himself a day. And I think Dougie Mills will be just fine. I really do. I don't know. Shaq Leonard, I think he's going to play. I don't know. We'll see. They're not going to be – I don't know. I guess a couple weeks ago I was saying I think I really like the Texans. And I can't say I don't. I think they'll score some points. So, yeah, I like the Colts -7 and the over.
I will go next. I like the Colts as well. My first 2 out of 3 picks, I said, home dogs by a touchdown. It's hard to bet against. But I've been a believer in the Colts the whole entire time, and I'm not completely sold on the Texans. So I have the Colts and the under. The only reason I have the under is because I think the Colts defense is really good. Yeah. So I don't think the Texans score a whole lot, but I think that Johnny Taylor, if you want a play, this guy eats up the Texans. So go ahead and bet him for over 150. He's done it. He did it both games last year. I think he might have gone over 180 both games last year. That's straight memory, so I don't know that for sure. But it just seems like he just tears his team up. And by him running that much on the ground, eats up the clock. And so I have the Colts and the under.
I'm taking the Colts, and I'm taking the under too. One of those games, I think I think Colts are going to score some points. I just don't think the Texans are because of how good the defense is. They added Ngakwe this year from the Raiders, and their defense is good. So I think they're going to hold them. I got to see what this offense is going to do with Dameon Pierce. He's who I'm going to probably be watching this game just to see how he's going to do. And if he's a factor in the receiving game is what I want to see as far as what I want to see for the future for this team. But I'm taking Colts and the under.
Okay, I'm going the over. I like that. That's fine. Hopefully it's it'll be good. It'll be fun. Next one, Eagles traveling to Detroit. That place is sold out, by the way.
Wow.
They are fired up. Dan Campbell's got the boys rolling or something like that. I'm picking them. I don't care. I'll go first. Lions and over. I'm taking both. Give me the Lions getting 4 points. Hard Knocks has me roped in. Next week, I'll be completely opposite when they get blown out by the Eagles. Nah, they won't. I like the Lions. I do. I don't know why. I'm not a believer in the Eagles because I think Jalen Hurts isn't good. So I know the Lions' defense has been very suspect. They're not very fast, which hurts them quite a bit. When your secondary is like your leading tacklers, that's not a good recipe for success. But their offensive line is very, very good. DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams are studs. Jared Goff stinks, but they got good receivers. So, give me the Lions and the over.
Man, I wish I had that same enthusiasm as you did, but I didn't watch any episodes of Hard Knocks, so I can't feel the love right now. I didn't watch one episode this year.
It's awesome. Hey, it's going to be great too, Cardinals.
Eagles, they did so much this offseason on offense, but not only that, defense and stuff like that. They added tons of weapons on defense. They brought in Brown and everything. The running game still sucks, I think, but I think it's going to be The only running game you're going to see in town is going to be DeAndre Swift and Jalen Hurts. But besides that, it's going to be an all passing game and stuff like that. I just like the Eagles, what they did offense. I want to see this high powered offense to see what it could do and prove everybody wrong about Jalen Hurts being a horrible QB. I think this year he takes a step up, and it starts with this game right here.
So I went with the Eagles. It just everything you see in the preseason is Eagles, Eagles, Eagles for this division. Obviously, a lot of talk on the Cowboys as well, but there's a lot of people picking the Eagles to get to the NFC Championship, if not the Super Bowl. I have said on here, I've said with friends and stuff, I'm not a believer. I don't think they're that good. I think Jalen Hurts. I've said this a ton of times. I think Jalen Hurts is a good fantasy quarterback. I don't think he's a good NFL quarterback at all. And I don't think that that's enough to sway this at all this weekend. So I picked the Eagles. I want the Lions. I want them to cover this four.
I should wear my goddamn Calvin Johnson jersey tonight.
I want them to win and beat the Eagles just to kind of calm down the Eagles fans and temper their expectations a little bit. But I'm just kind of buying into the hype of the media and just saying the Eagles this, the Eagles that, and it's hard not to buy into that media bias when they're playing the Lions. The Lions are a team I've said is much improved. I think they're even actually going to be fun to watch this year. But I don't know what they'll do in week one. I know week one last year they really surprised the heck out of. I want to say they played Arizona last year. Yeah. And took them into overtime or something. They really shocked the world at whoever they played last year. I do remember that week one. So we'll see. Dan Campbell may have them come out and bite kneecaps right away. Maybe fired up from all that stuff. But I'm actually kind of looking forward to this game because I hope the Eagles do. I hope the Lions do come and upset the Eagles at home, or the Eagles in Detroit. But I'm kind of buying into the hype here. So I'm going to take the Eagles on this one.
The Eagles fans already have the Super Bowl parade playing.
It's locked
ready,
in.
dude.
It's locked
it's
in.
Done.
Yes.
Over.
It's locked in, and I don't believe it. But so we're gonna slide with this one and say, hey, let's jump on board for at least week one against the Lions.
So moving on, I had no idea who to pick here. Jaguars going to Washington. The Commanders are. I'm still calling the Washington football team. I'm not done with that. They're getting they're 2.5 point favorite. I'm sorry, I can't even talk about it. Rich, who you got for this game?
I'm taking the Commanders because it's a home game. They win by a field goal, so they easily cover the 2.5. I am taking the over on this, the 44. That's a low over and under, and I just think they squeak by and get 45, 46 points.
So I have Jacksonville, and I have no idea why.
I like it.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I have no idea why. I mean, maybe because they don't have their coach they had last year. I don't know why. I mean, I picked Jacksonville. I'm kind of excited by a couple players in Jacksonville fantasy wise. So maybe that's why I did it. And I picked the over just because I'm hopeful because I had to pick ETN.
That's how many ETN shares you got? That's how you want.
That's probably why. Let's be honest. That's probably why. But I picked the over just because, for goodness sake, I mean it's 44 points. It's the NFL. We got to. I mean,
exactly.
Neither defense is dominating anymore. I mean, Washington's defense was really good
2 years ago. Yeah,
we were excited. Really good. But God, I mean, score more than 44. So it's the NFL. But so I just picked the Jags and over. I don't really have a rhyme or reason behind it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm switching mine. I'm still taking the Washington football team, but I'm doing the over. Riverboat Ron's going to have Carl Wentz slinging the pill around. And Antonio Gibson's going to have to do something to show that he should be the starter until, T's and P's and Brian Robinson. I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But, I'll take the football team in the over. I don't care. I just don't know. That team should be good.
I just don't know.
Jahan Dotson.
I'm excited about him.
Terry
McLaurin. I agree.
Is Logan Thomas playing or is he still hurt? I don't know.
He's playing. He's playing.
To go, yeah.
Curtis Samuel might play for the first time in 12 years. That'd be cool. So, I don't know. And their defense, like I said, it should be good.
It should be, but it's just
Chase Young's too busy running past the quarterback.
It doesn't sound like he's playing. I don't think.
Good.
So.
That'll help him. Jamin Davis. I like that guy. Anyways, moving on to a barn burner. Steelers at the Bengals. Oh, we're almost all the same here.
Yeah.
Rich, you go first because you're not.
Yeah. So obviously I'm taking the
6.5 points spread,
Bengals.
sorry.
Bengals at -6.5, but I am taking the under. I just even though this is a low over and under 2, I just think it's going to be a low scoring game. These division games always are. I see them winning by 7 and stuff like that, but like I said, they're always low scoring games. Doesn't matter how well they play against each other. Uh, they know each other. It's a low scoring game, this division, every single year. So I'm taking the under. That's the only reason why.
Are you worried that they don't know Mitch like they knew Big Ben?
No, because he ain't going to move around just like Big Ben is.
He's got wheels, dude. You can't throw to the left.
It's Mitch, man. It's Mitch. They gave him the captain. They gave him the captain. That was like a curse. So, yeah, they gave him the big C. So that's going to be the curse that hurts him.
I have the Bengals. Obviously, this is my survivor pick, so I picked the Bengals as well. I think 6.5 points is not enough. I know it's a division game. I get all that, but I just don't think on paper this is even close. I think the only reason it's close is just because they're division rivals, and maybe the Bengals coming off of a Super Bowl hangover. That's the only thing I could maybe possibly think is close. But on paper, offensive wise, the Bengals, in my opinion, are one of the top 2 or 3 offensive weapon wise team in football. And defense, they've improved. And as long as they know that put a little pressure on Mitch, get it out of his hands fast, they could, maybe can create some turnovers. I just think that the Bengals are too good on paper. So I have the Bengals -6.5, and I have the over.
I'm sitting here like wanting to change my thing to take the Steelers +6.5. I really want to because the Steelers last year had a quarterback that wasn't good, and they made it work. T.J. Watt's really good. Minka Fitzpatrick's really good.
Yeah. They're still the
I
Steelers.
can't do that to Daxton Hill.
I mean, they're still the Steelers.
Yeah, damn it. If I switch it, it's going to happen. It won't happen.
Yeah.
But no, give me the Bengals and the over. I just, Joe Mixon, I think, is going to have another great year. I know the Super Bowl hangover, we get tired of talking about it. We'll probably be talking about it next week when the Steelers beat them by 3 points.
My survivor's gone.
Should have went with the Broncos.
When they cover.
All because I couldn't pick the Broncos because Rich already did.
You can pick
Hey, there's no reason why we said you can't and
It was all
everything.
Rich's idea.
It's all about survivor pool and
You
stuff
got to
like
the
that.
show to change.
No,
Yeah.
it was all Rich's idea last week, and I jumped on board. So I can't do it.
All right. So, yeah, it's going to be fun to see if I don't know. Well, you know what? Let's go to the next game. I got to look something up because I know it was something with the Chiefs last year. The team that lost Super Bowl, they never covered.
It's week 1's always difficult.
Yeah.
Yep. So the next
Chris,
one we're
go
going to go over is the Saints at the Falcons at +5.5. The over and under on that is 42.5. I'll go ahead and start it out. I am taking the Saints, but I'm taking the under. I just see this as being a low scoring game, filling out each other and stuff like that. Look, Saints has an awesome defense. They're in the Atlanta offense ain't the best right now as far as what we know. We got to see what kind of chemistry they all have. But I'm not a bigger in Winston, so I just don't see it being a high scoring game. I think it's going to be one of those games that get by. They do cover the +5 and they do cover the -5.5, but I just think it's going to be a low scoring game. And I think this is probably one of the lowest scoring. Nope, we got one more that's a little bit is a lower over and under, but I'm still taking the under.
Yeah, so I have the exact same. I'm piggybacking off you again.
4-18.
I'm piggybacking off you again. I have the Saints here. This was when we talked last week, this was my number 1 survivor pick. I just don't think the Falcons are very good. I mean, Marcus Mariota, in my opinion, is trash. I think he's a terrible quarterback. It's hard for me to make that play. And I'm not a Saints believer. That's a team I really don't root for either. But I just think that I think the Saints are too much. I think their defense is really good. I think with Kamara playing and possibly I don't know. Is Mike Thomas playing?
Oh yeah, people thinking he's going to be like the number 1 receiver of the week. Hadn't played for like 3 years.
Yeah, I know that's pretty difficult to come back, but I just think that against the Falcons defense, it's it's a little bit improved, but that's not saying a lot after last year. So I have the Saints.
Real quick, I switched my pick. I'm taking the Steelers plus 6.5. They're not going to win, but it said Super Bowl losers are 4-18 against the spread since 2000.
Wow.
So, going for it.
All right, Indian Giver.
Hey, whoa, that wasn't very nice. I'm taking the Falcons. The Saints have no idea what the trash man Marcus Mariota is going to bring to the table. There's literally no tape on him since he's been with Art Smith. I like that. Kyle Pitts is really good. Probably a top 10 wide receiver in the league. I don't care. You can call him a tight. He's not a tight end. He can't block. Their offensive line is not good, which worries me. They got a couple good pieces on defense here and there. New head coach in New Orleans, CJ or whatever is gone to the Eagles. I think he's a lot better than people give him credit for. I don't know. I'm not sold on Jameis yet. I'll probably be eating my words here. I'd like this a lot better if it got to the Falcons, if they were getting 6 points, but it is what it is. I'll take the Falcons, and I think it's going to go over. I really do. I think that, the Saints are going to throw it all over the place because the defense of the Falcons isn't that great. But, yeah, I like the Falcons. I really do. Kind of weird. Weird saying that.
All right. Next game we got is Patriots at the Dolphins.
I knew I'd be alone on this one.
We all knew
minus 3.5. The over and under is 46.5. Nate, go ahead, and since you're the lonesome dove over there.
So, my head says, hey, it's tough to go play down in Miami. We all know that. Bill also struggles in Miami, because he's old, it's hot, the air's heavy. But I'm taking the Panthers. Panthers, wrong game. Sorry, I can't read that. I'm taking the Patriots and the over. I can't. My conscience won't let me take the Dolphins, and I hope George hears me say that and gets all mad at me. But I just can't do it. I can't do it. I think Tua stinks. And everybody's always saying, when Bill gets 2 weeks to watch a team, he's had a lot more than 2 weeks to get ready for this goddamn game. Give me the Patriots. Mac Jones, Macaroni Jones is going to tear him apart.
Go ahead.
I'll take the. That's kind of hard to follow up, but I'll take the Dolphins. I'm a Dolphins believer, and I don't.
Slater's been talking to you too much. Goddamn!
Yeah.
Why isn't he here right now? He didn't even work yet.
Yeah, he's at work yet. But I think the Dolphins are. Talk about a team that loaded up, and talk about a team that their defense was really good a couple years ago, and semi-mediocre, a little bit better than mediocre last year. They weren't quite ball hawks as what they were 2 years ago. I just think that the Dolphins played better at home against New England than a lot of teams do. So I'm going to take the Dolphins. That 3.5 hook really kind of bothers me. I'm not a big fan of that. So, but I have the under on this also. And the more I think about it, I don't know if I really like that or not. But I just think that the Dolphins, the Patriots. Who do they have on offense? Obviously,
Parker,
I like Mac Jones, Devontae Parker,
Damian Harris.
Devontae Parker in a revenge game. He's coming back down to Miami. Is that really happening?
He played like 6 games in 4 years. Yeah, cool.
I just don't know. Jacoby Myers is Jacoby Myers. I'm not sold on anything Patriots except for Bill Belichick, and I kind of like Mac Jones. So this makes me lean towards the Dolphins in this.
Yeah, I'm taking the Dolphins too. I'm going to take the over. I just think they both do enough to get that barely over that 46.5. But I just think they're gonna really emphasize Tyreek and do a lot of big scoring games. I just think that's what happens this game. I think that's what's going to be the emphasis after this whole offseason of everybody talking about Tua not being able to throw down deep to Hill. So this is going to be the game where they show that off.
On that downfield throw, Rich. We don't need to talk about it.
All right. But to me, that's an easy one for me.
I'm all right. Browns going to the Panthers. The ultimate revenge game. There's a lot of revenge this first week. It's going to be fun.
Of all revenge games, though, this has to be a revenge game. I don't care what anybody
What
says.
did Baker say?
He's
He
gonna.
said, "Fuck them,
Yeah.
Browns," or something like
He's
that.
pissed. That's all I know. He's pissed.
I think it's Jared's fault, and I'll make sure Jared knows we all said this. If he's got me buying into Baker, I drafted him everywhere. I'm all about him. I'm taking the Panthers and the over. To be honest, I think they beat him by quite a bit. I don't think the Browns. Jacoby Brissett, he's a great backup, but he's shown he's not a starter. He couldn't beat dog shit Tua. He didn't do much. In Indy. I think he'll be okay. I guess they got a good offensive line that helps. I think obviously Nick Chubb probably hits his over in rushing yards because he's the best there is. And I'm excited. I'm excited to watch McCaffrey. I'm excited to watch the new Panthers offensive line, DJ Moore. Maybe Laviska Shenault catches the football. So yeah, give me the Panthers and the over. Abe?
I have Panthers also. We talked about this a little bit last week. A month ago, I thought the Panthers was one of the worst teams in football, and that has quickly changed my mind after I saw how ticked off Baker was, and now I'm starting to believe like, hey, this team has a chance to win some games. The more I kind of dig into this team, I'm like, I don't really mind this team that much. So I have the Panthers. I'm not a believer in the Browns. They're, as I mentioned before, they're an organization that just doesn't do well. And when you're talking about you don't do well, and then all of a sudden you have a backup quarterback, I just can't. I can't play the Browns. I think the Panthers -1.5 is a good bet. I played the under here, and that's just because I don't know if these teams play between the 20s. I'm really excited to see McCaffrey back on the field. So I don't know. I think this is kind of a blowout game. So I don't think that the Browns score much. I think they maybe put up 10. I'm kind of looking at this as like a 24-10 game. So that's where I had that under.
Yeah, I agree. Everything that Abe said. The only thing is I'm taking the under two like he is, but I think just like what Nate said, they're gonna light him up. I don't think freaking Baker's gonna let up on the gas. He's gonna have his foot on that gas pedal the whole freaking game, and they're gonna try to pull him, and he's gonna say nope, nope,
Yeah,
nope.
good point.
And stuff like that. He is gonna take this, and it's gonna be under, but I see it going 40 points to the Panthers and 1 point to the Browns. That's how I look at it. That's how much I see them lighting it up, but
They
it's
score
still
1
gonna
point.
beat the under.
Are you talking about the Browns, or are you talking about the Iowa Hawkeyes?
Well, the only reason why I said that is because there was a game this weekend on the college games. Is that one of that where I don't know if it was a typo or what, but we looked up at the scoreboard and it said 13-1.
It's a baseball score.
So, but like I said, they're not going to light. They're easily taking the Panthers. They're going to light them up.
I was looking for a Jimmy Garoppolo touchdown prop.
Oh, not on there.
No, it's not on there yet. Maybe before the game. Moving on to the Chiefs, traveling down to Arizona. Rich, you know what? I'll let you go first in this one.
Yeah. So
Cardinals are getting 6 points, by the way.
yes, they are getting. They're getting 6 points, and it is at Cardinals and everything. I really wanted to pick him. I even really wanted to pick the Cardinals straight up as a survivor pool. I think the Chiefs. I do think that the Chiefs take a step back. Cardinal defense is not that bad. Cardinals are going to be running the ball the whole game. They're going to control the game by running the ball. But I do see the Chiefs winning it. But I think it's going to be a close game to where it's going to be within a field goal. So that's why I'm picking the Cardinals at home and stuff like that. They're missing DeAndre Hopkins. I get it and everything, but I don't see that changing things. I think they're going to still make this a close game.
Yeah, I think you kind of talked me into that, Rich. I kind of want to change this because I just I agree with a lot you said. I think there's going to be a little more points than what you think, though. 54 is an awfully high number for the NFL, so I don't know if it'll quite get that high. I originally picked the Chiefs in the over. I think I will change this just to be a little bit opposite of you. I think I'm going to switch mine to the Cardinals in the over. But I think the Cardinals hang on and keep this a game within a touchdown at home. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. I get it, but you're missing a few pieces from what you had last year. I think they They're going to miss Tyreek a lot, but I think they're going to miss Tyree. Matthew. I think they're going to miss him a lot too. So in Arizona, Arizona started out 8-0 last year. It's not like they're some bum team. I know they're missing D-Hop, but they also improved in other places. So I made my switch, and I'm going to the Cards in the over.
I'm riding myself with me and Patty Mahomes. I don't think that the whole deal with Kyler and all that bullshit off season, it is what it is now. But I just like the Chiefs. I like the over. I know the Tyrann Mathieu loss is huge, but I love Nick Bolton too much to not think that the Chiefs defense can't still hold him. And I think Mahomes obviously has heard all the chatter, all offseason. Lost Tyreek. He's lost Travis Kelce. That guy's pretty goddamn good. MVS and him going to light it up.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think MVS is. What I didn't realize is I was looking up some stats with their other players other than Tyreek, and I think McCole Hardman. I think it said he had like close to 60 catches last year, and that just seemed outrageous to me. I don't know if that was a typo or what, but I went back and looked at it again, and it said it again. So I was like, man, that's a lot of catches for a guy that just didn't seem like he was on the field that much. So I think MVS, Hardman, Juju, Sky Moore should be playing. Yeah. They do have a lot of weapons, which is kind of why I like this over. But it's just home dog getting 6 points for a team that started out 8-0 last year. I had to make my switch.
Isaiah Pacheco is going to have a game.
Yeah, you think so?
Yes.
On the bench.
Yeah, I'm not.
Hey, CEH stinks. We all know it.
I'm not a big fan of either one, actually.
You're a Rojo guy, huh?
No, he's the worst of all.
The fact that he made the damn squad, it just blows my mind.
Rich is a big Derek Gore fan. He's been planting his flag on Derek Gore for years.
Yeah, no.
I can't quite.
But
I don't know.
I was trying to look it up, but I could have swore MVS might not be playing.
He does. He misses games.
He
obviously drops footballs a lot.
They kept CH, Pacheco,
Rojo.
Who is
Jerick McKinnon?
Yeah, Jerick McKinnon.
God, Jesus Christ!
And maybe Gore. They kept 5 running backs.
Andy Reid's taking the Waffle House for the game.
Yeah.
Lucky.
I don't know if they kept Gore or not, but I know they kept 4 at least.
Giants and Titans. We're actually. Abe's got the under. We're all taking the Giants. Anybody got anything?
No.
No.
I don't think the Titans are good, so I keep on taking the Giants. To be honest with you.
I think the Giants are much improved. I think they're.
I do, but
I'm just not sold on the Titans. I like the points.
Oh, by myself, the Lone Ranger again. I'll go last. You guys can talk first about the Raiders traveling to LA, getting 3.5 points.
Do you want to go, Rich, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I'll go. It's easy for me to say that I'm going to take the Raiders and everything, but this was a lot closer than what I picked and everything. It's going to be a close game. And the reason why I'm saying this is going to come down to a field goal. It's going to come down to a field goal in overtime. The Raiders are going to win, just like
That's your least bet, isn't it?
Yeah. That's how they're going to win this game. They're going to win in overtime by a field goal and repeat what happened last year. Daniel
Carlson's going to bang a 65-yarder home.
Not only is he calling this game, he's also calling how it's going to end. So I'm with you, Rich. I've said this for the last few weeks. I'm on the Raiders bandwagon. I think they're pretty good. If this was under 3, I don't know if I would be jumping on the Raiders bandwagon for the points this week, but I like that 3.5. Once again, I just think the Raiders. I saw a stat the other day. Most comeback wins in NFL, and Derek Carr had in the last 6 years, whatever it was. He had 6 more than the closest quarterback, which was awfully impressive. So I know last year, I think he had 3 or 4 in the first 7 weeks or whatever it was. But I just think that I don't blame this on the Chargers. I blame it on their coach. They'll do something stupid down the stretch.
He is a dipshit.
He'll do something outrageously dumb, and so the Raiders will take advantage of it. The Raiders and Chargers, both these teams, I'm really looking forward to watching both these teams all season long. There's a lot of weapons everywhere here. A lot of guys I like in fantasy. But I'm going with the Raiders here, and I'm going with the under. I don't know why. Maybe just because if I bet the under, then maybe there'll be a ton of points. and a lot of fireworks in this game. But for some reason, I have the under because I just think 52.5 has a lot of points for week 1.
Give me the Chargers and the over. Derek Carr gets all those comeback wins because their defense sucks.
They got 2 defenses.
Not this year,
really
fella. Not this year.
I'm not hating on them. I just love the Hair Bears so much, and I love Mike Williams. Their offensive line is so good. Yeah, Derwin James and Siri Adderley, and we need to keep talking about it. It's going to be fun. I do think it's going to be very, very close. One of the better games of the week. But, hey, back-to-back talk about our team. So, moving on. I'll go first this time. Packers at the Vikings. I think the Packers win. I know they're, giving them 1.5 points. I think it hits we're all in the under, which I'm good with. But I hate you know what? I'm not going to get into it. The Vikings aren't going to win the fucking division, okay? Jesus Christ, guys. Doesn't matter. I'm done. Abe, go ahead.
I'll go next.
Go ahead, Abe. Just go ahead and finish it out for us on this one.
I'll go next. I have the Vikings. I have said this for the last couple weeks.
He's hedging his bets. What he's doing?
Well, maybe that's what I'm doing. But I just think I think the Packers struggle in week 1. It takes Rodgers a little bit to get going. I don't know. It sounds like Lazard may not play this weekend. And as much as people are like,
matter. Did Sammy Watkins week 1 every year is good.
We'll get to that.
And then he's done.
We'll get to that in just a second. But I think that's one guy that Rodgers really trusts, and to not have him there this weekend, I think that hurts quite a bit. They do have Aaron Jones, obviously A.J. Dillon. They do have some weapons. They do have 12. But I just think Green Bay's always kind of struggled up there in Minnesota. So I have Minnesota. Like Nate said, I can't stand Sammy Watkins.
He fucking stinks. I'm pissed we got him.
He is, in my opinion, he's absolutely terrible. But we do have a guy, Slater, who's been on here before. He's done some NASCAR shows with Nate, who always
Rich knows Slater.
Yes, he's always liked Sammy Watkins.
Wait, by the way, Abe bought me a Sammy Watkins jersey when he was a rookie. I have a Buffalo Bills Sammy Watkins jersey that he bought me.
Yes. But Sammy Watkins, week 1 of the NFL season, puts up numbers. So if you see his receiving yards at 20.5 or whatever,
I think it's like 7.5. Probably.
I don't know what they're going to be. Place that over because the guy does very well in week 1 and then he disappears. So, but I have the Vikings in the under. I don't think the Packers. I think the Packers defense is really solid. I think the Vikings defense improved. I think 47 points is too much for this game.
I will ditto everything Abe said. Don't need to go any farther than that.
He didn't want to say it because he's going to piss me off.
Vikings under.
I know. I just can't do it. I can't pick him. I just cannot do it. I don't care. Can't do it.
Hey, same thing with the Raiders, man.
I know. Bucks at the Cowboys. Repeat of that was Thursday Night Football
last year.
Last year, yeah.
Hell of a football game. I'm by myself again. I'm taking the Bucks and the over. Dak has not proved to me in the last 3 years that he can do it. I know the Cowboys defense is going to be great. I'm worried about their offensive line. I'm kind of waiting to see what Zeke does. I know Tony Pollard's great. They got some weapons, but Dak didn't use the weapons to do much last year. So give me the Bucks. Tom Brady's gone. It doesn't matter. He's the best there is. Mike Evans is going to have a big game, and I like the over.
Both these teams have had probably the worst offensive line issues in the preseason. Yeah. So the vibes on both teams I don't think are very solid heading into the regular season. But I have the Cowboys at home, plus 2.5. Nothing against the GOAT. But I just think that the Buccaneers have gone through way too much. It sounds like Godwin's going to play. So that obviously kind of pushes the needle a little bit. But I think the Cowboys at home, plus 2.5. One thing about the Cowboys is, for most of their season, when they play at home, you kind of bank on them winning, except for when they played that green and yellow team that we like quite a bit. So I just kind of like that way. I was shocked at how well the Cowboys played Tampa Bay last year in the opener when Dak was kind of hurt and we didn't quite know what he would look like. So I think that's what kind of pushed me to taking Dallas in this game. Is because, obviously Dak's in a little bit better condition than what he was last year. And I think I know Tom Brady is a year older. And I just think the vibes in Tampa Bay are not very good right now. I think that those get better as the season goes on. But I think their preseason has been a little bit difficult with all the offensive line injuries and then Brady missing for a few weeks.
He was busy, dude. Let it go.
I know he's Brady, but it's tough to go on the road and on Sunday Night Football. The guy's not very good at night. He gets a little tired. Now he's 45, 46 years old.
So White's like going to bed about 8 o'clock, you know?
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
But so that's why I got the Cowboys plus 2.5.
Yeah, so I am taking the Cowboys too, but I'm taking the under just because of just the injuries they did. But here's my one thing, reason why I'm picking the Cowboys. And I think Cowboys are going to have a better season this year due to the fact that I feel like sometimes when you have too many weapons on your offense, it hurts you more than anything. And they lost Cooper. I don't know. I don't think Gallup's playing this week. I think it's more Zach's going to be able to focus more on just the ones and two, his number one and his tight end and stuff like that. I think that helps him more than having too much offensive power to kind of get confused on who he's wanting to go to all the time. So I think that helps the Cowboys this year by having less star power than they did the past year and everything. So I do like Cowboys this whole year and everything. I always pick against the Cowboys.
Yeah, said that. I can't wait to clip that. That's going to be like the thing I'm going to listen to all the time. Rich said that.
It's but I'm like this year it's a different tune, but I normally never pick anything about the Cowboys. I don't have them on my damn teams. I always trade them away, players if I have them and stuff like that. But this year, I'm picking the Cowboys. That's all I got to say.
It's a new year.
Yeah.
New year, rich.
Yeah, holy shit.
I mean, that's what's going on.
Jesus.
I will say, if you are playing player props this weekend, play Dalton Schultz receptions.
Yeah, Dutch's.
That is one guy that I think that is going to be a nice release for Dak.
Monday Night Football revenge game. Broncos traveling to Seattle. Russ's old home. This seems too good to be true. That's why I was saying it earlier. Like, it doesn't make sense that they're only getting 6.5 points. I'm nervous. I don't know. I'm taking the Broncos. We're all taking the Broncos. I'm taking the under because I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going to happen, to be honest with you. That's my guess.
I know what's going to happen. It's going to be a damn beatdown. And Seattle, in my opinion, is the worst team in football. I think they're terrible. I think that they're banking on they're going to have their choice of about 3 quarterbacks in the draft class next year. They are terrible. Russ obviously knows this place. Coming back home, maybe a little bit emotional. I'm not a huge believer in Russ Wilson this year, but I think if there's one week where he's going to dominate, I think it's this week. I don't think he stops. I think he picks on Jamal Adams.
Damn it! All right, give me the fucking.
I think he picks on Jamal Adams like no other, because I think he knows that the Jamal Adams trade maybe have costed them another division or 2 titles. So I think that he kind of he makes him, he embarrasses him a little bit out there. So I think that Russ throws the best deep ball in football. I think he's lost a little bit in his arm, but going back to Seattle, I just do not see this being a game. If I would have not seen the spread, I would have guessed this would have been 10.5 or 12.5, something like that. I think 6.5 is very lowly. The one thing about betting, though, the first thing I ever learned about betting, my brother, first thing he told me was, if it seems too good to be true, it is, and bet the opposite. This is one of those things, but I cannot bet the opposite here. I just think the Broncos
they didn't go Vegas on losing, right?
Steamroll the Seattle Seahawks. I just think Seattle's not good at all.
Does anybody know our guest today?
Our guest. Oh,
Jerry Pumpkin.
No.
And
huge ass.
Huge ass.
Bunch of perverts.
All right.
Oh, Jesus. Moving on. If I get my guy, it's not going to work. We're going to do something new, another thing new this year with I kind of stole it from the Circa. It's basically like a pick'em kind of deal. You'll pick 5 games against the spread. We'll do this every week. And a correct pick is 1 point. Obviously, there's a spread. We're going to lock it in when we do our show. They do kind of different than that. Push, get half a point. Obviously, if it's wrong, get 0 points. So kind of like, it's almost like a confidence pool, I guess you'd say, or whatever. Our locks of the week. I'll go first. I like the Ravens -7. I'm not going to get too in depth in this. We're about to hit an hour. I kind of want to keep rolling.
Yep.
49ers -7, Bengals -6.5, the Panthers -1.5, Broncos -6.5 are my 5 picks. Rich?
Yep. So kind of similar. I'm taking Ravens -7. I'm taking Broncos -6.5. I'm taking Panthers at -1.5. Saints -5.5. But my one that I'm going is I truly believe the Cardinals are going to cover this +6, and it's almost a lock for me because that's how confident I feel in this one.
I like that.
Yeah, I think between the three of us, we have maybe 7 picks. There's not too much differentiation between the three of us. I didn't write mine down, but mine were Ravens, Bengals, Panthers. Let's see, Ravens, Bengals, Panthers, Broncos, and Saints were mine. So we're within kind of the same realm, but that's just kind of where I sit as well. Obviously I talked about which ones I like a little bit more, but those are kind of where I sit for the circa play as well.
Oh, I can't believe I got the Bengals. Remember I switched it up there?
Yeah.
The Steelers? Shit.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to switch it.
All right, well,
We'll let you switch it.
I'll switch it. Give me a second. Player props real quick. We can ramble through them, whatever you want to do. We'll kind of, I think, like I said, next week we'll kind of go by game, make it a little easier on us.
Yeah.
We're also going to do some long shots. I'll go pour some shots for these long shots.
Yeah.
I think that's probably, we should have done some earlier.
Yeah.
But, Rich, I want to hear your long shot because this one, when I read this, I was like,
Yes. I saw it, actually.
yeah, I was pretty pumped up.
I saw it
pour
on
shots.
I saw it on DraftKings, and then I saw your on here. So why don't you go and explain it, because I think this is awesome.
So I was talking about it earlier. So my long shot bet of the week is plus 1,700. Final score of the Raiders and Chargers will come out of the OT by a field goal. Kind of a little shout out to last year's final game for the Raiders to make the playoffs. All they had to do is let the Chargers tie them, and they said, nope, timeout. And they kicked that field goal. So that is my long shot bet of the week that this repeats in history.
I like that. At 17-1, Rich is saying we're going to start this year's NFL season kind of like we left last year's. I think that's an awesome play. I think it's really cool. Big fan of that play. I actually saw that on my own before I saw you put it on here. I'm like, ooh, I kind of like that. I bet Rich will like that as well. And then I come on here and see that Rich played that. So I'm a big fan of that. I think that's awesome. My play that I did was I just did kind of five teams for a parlay, put them together, and there it's at like 17-1 also. We're gonna get to it in just a second here. Nate's switching up his Patriots pick, so
That's what I'm putting in for my thing. Patriots +3. That's how good I feel.
so mine I didn't do any player props on here. I went more through scoring and stuff like that. Let's see here. This is plus 1725. I have the Saints over 2.5 touchdowns. I think they get there. I have the Raiders over 24.5 points. I have Arizona over 23.5 points. I have Denver scoring more than 2.5 touchdowns. I think Russ does that by himself, let alone Javonte Williams.
They're going to laugh when it's 14-0.
Yeah, probably. And then I have the Giants over 19.5 points. Like I said, I think that's kind of the long shot in the parlay is the Giants over 19.5 points. But it's just a team I believe in a little bit more. The Titans really good against the run. But I think Daniel Jones opens it up.
Danny Nichols.
My guy, Kadarius Toney, and they put up more than 20. I think you should be able to do that in the NFL.
Oh, yeah. We're supposed to do the shot this time, and then you can pour the next one, right?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers.
So, it's funny because as far as the odds go from DraftKings, my longest one is not my actual long shot bet of the week.
Mm-hmm.
My long shot bet of the week is the 49ers alternate spread minus 21. Like I said, that's how much I hate the Bears. That's plus
Damn.
46-1. I mean, that won't happen, but it'd be funny if it did. Maybe it will. You never know. There are a couple ones I like. Rich is going to know one for sure, but the first one, Jacoby Brissett, over 8.5 rushing yards. I don't know how he does not hit that. They used to put him in all the time on the goal line to run it in. They're going to struggle. The Panthers defense is very good. And Of course, Daniel Jones over on the rushing, 19 and a half yards.
Of course. Why wouldn't he have a rushing prop for Daniel Jones?
Yeah, dude, that's my thing. Yeah, that one and Nick Chubb. I left Nick Chubb out. I said it earlier. I left it out. And then a couple real long shots. Mike Williams, 2 touchdowns. I think this is the year that Mike Williams really, really, really takes over. I love Keenan Allen, but I think he's getting older.
Enter Josh Palmer time.
That too. Jalen Guyton, either one of them. Mike Williams' catch percentage is like in the 60s, but you got to think too, there's so many deep balls to him. I just think he continues on a tear from last year. To be honest, my favorite prop I saw was Devontae Adams, the first touchdown scorer of the Raiders game. That's pretty good. Plus 1,000.
10 to 1, yeah.
10 to 1. I just think they're going to use, their shiny new toy. Let's see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Why leave that shiny new toy in the garage? Get it out, showcase it. I like those last few for sure.
Rich, what you got?
Josh Allen over 276.5 yards passing. I got James Conner over 40.5 rushing yards. Derrick Henry over 112.5 combined rushing and receiving yards. I gotta go from one of my Raiders games. Derek Carr over 1.5 passing touchdowns, and Cortland Sutton over 56.5 receiving yards.
I'm excited to see if Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton are actually good at football.
I don't know. I mean,
they've never had a quarterback.
That's a big what if. Who knows what happens with that? But I think that they both get showcased Monday night.
Yeah, without a doubt. But so went a little long tonight. We'll do a little trimming some fat.
Yep.
Knock her down next week. Get her. Hey, we're only an hour and 6. That's not bad, I guess.
Nope.
But I'm pumped. I can't wait for tomorrow night.
We're there, guys.
Yeah, we made
We
it.
are here. We made it.
it.
We made it. It's exciting. Definitely exciting time.
It's a great day.
Yes.
It is. I've been going to church all summer, knowing that football season was here, and I told my wife last week was my last week of church for the year. So, sorry, God.
My nephew's birthday is on Monday, and my sister wanted to have a party on Sunday, and I told my mom I had to work.
So hopefully they're not watching.
No, they don't.
So here's what I did. I made a bet with my wife on Monday after we were drinking all weekend, and my daughter was at my wife's parents' house, and I said, I will go get my daughter and drive the 3.5 hours, and if Sunday, it doesn't matter what time I start, what time I come out to the garage.
Is that like a 7 a.m. thing?
And all future Thursdays, Saturdays, Sundays, the rest of the year, it doesn't matter what time I come out here, because this is my little man cave. And she quickly agreed to it, and I have 3 witnesses also that saw it and said, okay. So I drove home. I drove to pick up my daughter, drove the 3.5 hours back. It was very tiring after a long drunken weekend, but it is well worth it. And so now I'm crystal clear on the weekend. So I'm excited for this weekend for sure.
Hell yeah.
I am pumped.
Hell yeah. It's a great day to have a great day,
Yes. Great day to have a great day.
Hell yeah. Football will be here tomorrow. Thank you all so much for listening. Like I said, hit the like and subscribe button. Check out the website, totalstyles.com. Check us out on Patreon. Follow us on Twitter. Got questions, hit us up, DM us. Let us know where we're wrong, because
we are.
But hey, I got to keep staying positive, test the negative.
There we go.
Like I said, have some fun, and we'll see y'all next week. Thanks for tuning in.